Bailey may have been late to the motorhome party, but development has been rapid since the Bristol-based manufacturer introduced its first approach in 2011. This year sees the launch of the brand new Advance, an entry-level model. So as you might expect, changes to the flagship Approach Autograph have been relatively minimal. There's the switch to the brand new Peugeot cab, of course, and the arrival of this. It's the new 4-berth 730. That new cab gives a stylish nose to an otherwise quite boxy shape, which is dictated by the use of Bailey's Alutech construction method. I'm not so keen on this cassette emptying point being right here, so if you've got an awning and a table and chairs here, you're going to have to carry a full cassette right past it. But I do love the massive door for the under-bed locker, and the low step, which makes it really easy to clamber aboard. Now step aboard, and you could be forgiven for thinking you've just stepped into one of Bailey's caravans, because with its front parallel lounge, central kitchen and washroom, and a rear transverse island bed, this is a layout that's much more reminiscent of tourers than motorhomes. Yet it does work really, really well in here. This lounge area is a very sociable and spacious place to be, and at night it turns into a simply colossal double bed. I'm not so sure about the flimsy little table which stores under the transverse bed at the back, but I guess that's a small price to pay for all of that space. One thing that may put off some buyers is that these are the only two belted travel seats. But then this is resolutely a van for couples, and that front double is only really likely to be used by occasional guests. Another small quibble is it would have been nice to have a rear reversing camera on a 25-foot long motorhome. That said, there is a proper rear window, so at least this isn't redundant in this van. We're also rather pleased to see that a van of this size fits under the 3,500 kilo limit for B licence holders, and this radio has got DAB and Bluetooth connectivity for your phone. You'd be hard pushed to find fault with this kitchen area. It's spacious and there's loads of worktop. I also really like those proper domestic sockets, very homely, and the fact that the microwave is hidden behind this door. I just wish it wasn't directly over the 4-burner hob. Beneath that, there's a separate oven and grill, and alongside it a good sized fridge. And in the kitchen, as in everywhere in this van, there's loads of storage space, enough to really test that 433 kilo payload. And on the other side, there's the washroom. Usually, a central wet room will feel pinched in a motorhome, but not so in this Bailey. This bright, fully lined cubicle may not be as generous as a full-width end washroom, but there are additional benefits to be found in the rear as a result, as we'll discover in a minute. And this neat layout still leaves plenty of space for getting dressed or showering, with a curtain you can pull around to avoid soaking the whole room. In America, land of the RV, where luxury counts above all else, the transverse island bed is king. In Europe, however, we have fewer of them, the main reason being that our vans in general aren't quite as wide. Luckily, this Bailey is plenty wide enough, and as long as you're under 6 feet tall, this is a really luxurious bed. It also feels like a lovely master suite, helped by the fact that there's no end washroom, so you get a view out the back and a view out the side. I do have one quibble though. I just wish there was a door or a screen behind me so we could close off this room from the rest of the van. Vans like this reveal why Bailey has had so much success in such a short time. Building on the formula of its caravans, the Approach Autograph packs tons of space and bags of kit into a hyper-competitive price tag. For a couple looking to make the step up from a tourer to a motorhome who don't fancy a culture shock, this 730 makes perfect sense.